Don Letts from 10 Guy Garvey. Right now, it's the Six Mix.
Six Music.
Six Mix.
Good evening, and welcome to another edition of My Name is Tiga on Six Music. And my name is Tiga. And guess what? I'm not in England. I'm not in Canada. I'm in Goa, capital of Asia, and spiritual home of trance music. And for that reason, and because I'm feeling tropical, tonight's show, entire 2 hours, will be dedicated to the exploration of a state of mind known as trance. Sit back and enjoy. Can you feel the humidity? This is Daphni. The track is called Ahora. What is trance? It's a dirty word, but someone's got to do it. Why is trance such a palabra non grata? I know it has nothing to do with me professionally or personally. Nobody's ever really thought of my music as trance music, booked me as a trance DJ, or described me as a trance DJ when they were recounting the most wonderful night of music of their lives. There's plenty of trance music that I love deeply, but trance as a genre fails me. I don't quite understand it. But the idea of trance as a verb, to trance, or trance as an objective goal, is something that's very real. It's squatting deep in the core of what partying is supposed to be about, and in reality it does get ignored, certainly by the dance intelligentsia, and especially by actual intelligent people. This episode will be an exploration of things that wouldn't necessarily be considered trance proper, but which in spirit are blatantly trance. The inspiration behind all this is that I'm recording live in Goa as we speak, the spiritual birthplace of this kind of experience. It serves as a metaphor for some of my own musical and philosophical concerns. Trance. I hate it and I love it. It's both deeply real and deeply embarrassing. But tonight, I'm gonna let it all go and latch onto the escalator ride to infinity. No dignity, no doubt.
Music. Six Mix.
is an artist called Call Super, remixed by one of my favorite artists lately, Objekt. The track is called Timora, another word that means nothing to me. A trance word. Lessons in Trance Production, Volume 1. Use key phrases like, there are no walls, to emphasize. There was a time, way back in 2004, when A-list disc jockeys like Too Many DJs and myself played trance records. This was one of the first, one of the biggest, and one of the best examples of how it can work. In all its glory, Sweet Light, Abusator. EP Trance Production Concepts Volume 2. Arpeggiators. Trance Production Tips Volume 3. Pronounce words like arpeggiator however you want. You are listening to My Name is Tiga, and this is Sweetlight, Abusator, the very rare Too Many DJs edit. I don't even know if it's ever been played before. Ever. Wow, that was powerful. One of the things I love about trance is you can find it in every corner of the planet. Musically, socially, culturally. I love talking about corners on this show. Maybe one of the tranciest people in the world is James Murphy. As LCD Soundsystem, some crazy trance. DFA, crazy trance. No more explanation needed. This is the DFA remix of Another Excuse by Soulwax. Lesson 4, congas. Now I can hear people all over the world whining, saying, Tiga, that's not trance. I decide what's trance.
Six Music.
The Six Mix.
Hey, my name is Tiga. Hey, my name is Tiga. Hey, my name is Tiga.
As I said before, you never know quite where to expect or where to find trance music. This is another example of LCD Soundsystem at their finest. It was a B-side. It was called Freak Out / Starry Eyes. This is the second half, Starry Eyes. Enjoy. I love Goa.
Starry eyes, dip, dip. Starry eyes, dip, dip.
Tip Volume 5, Repetition. Records that I adore and have trouble playing. because oftentimes I'm trapped in a non-trance zone. But now I'm on holiday in Goa, so I can play Capracara, King of the Witches, another DFA example of why trance is coming back big time, starting now. Stick around, you're listening to My Name is Tiga. In the next 90 minutes, the pursuit of trance perfection and knowledge continues with new tracks from Skream, Moby, Donna Summer, Billy Idol, and Growling Mad Scientist. You're listening to My Name is Tiga on Six Music. You are about to exit your trance on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now the news.
This is BBC Radio 6 Music.
Putin claims victory in Russian presidential election. Obama's warning to Iran over nuclear weapons. A man shot dead by police in planned operation.
6 Music.
BBC News at 8:30. I'm Harvey Cook. Vladimir Putin has said he won the Russian presidential election in an open and honest battle. He's claimed victory in an address to thousands of his supporters who've been celebrating in Moscow's Red Square.
God gained clear victory. We will work hard and intensely. We will succeed and we will all unite around interests of our nation. Did I promise you that we will win? We have won. Glory to Russia.
Exit polls suggest Mr. Putin will return to the Kremlin after receiving almost 60% of the vote. However, opposition groups say there's been widespread election violations. President Obama's warned the US will not hesitate to use force to prevent Iran from getting nuclear weapons, but he said diplomacy was still the preferred course. His comments came in a speech to a pro-Israel lobby group in Washington.
There are risks that an Iranian nuclear weapon could fall into the hands of a terrorist organization. It is almost certain that others in the region would feel compelled to get their own nuclear weapon, triggering an arms race in one of the world's most volatile regions.
At least 200 people are feared dead after a number of huge explosions at an arms depot in the Republic of Congo's capital, Brazzaville. The blasts were felt several miles away. Police in Cheshire say officers who shot dead a man last night had stopped the car he was in as part of a planned operation. 2 other men travelling in the vehicle were arrested at the scene. The Independent Police Complaints Commission is investigating. In sport, Chelsea's owner Roman Abramovich is looking for his 8th manager in 9 years after the sacking of Andre Villas-Boas. The 34-year-old only been in the job since June last year. In the Premier League today, Manchester United, they beat Tottenham 3-1. Fulham thrashed struggling Wolves 5-0 at Craven Cottage and ended 1-1 between Newcastle and Sunderland. So that's the BBC News about more at 9:30.
6 BBC 6 Music.
And we are back. My name is Tiga on 6 Music. I was at least 6 months late on the dubstep boat, and I'm not even jumping on the boat. But I was amazed to discover tracks like this, which are already 3 years old. Jaybird's modern classic, Work Dat Box. Pure, unadulterated, modern take on a classic trance theme. I'd like to thank Proxy. We were in studio and he played me this track. I could not believe how good it was. Enjoy. I don't even think Jaybird's ever been to Goa. Trance lesson number 6. Keep 'em guessing. Trance isn't about the truth. It's about more than the truth, which sometimes means lying. Trance lesson 7. Sensimia. Sensimia. From dubstep trance to acid trance, Ceephax Acid Crew, Space Paranoia, an absolute classic. always have an extra gear. Trance Lesson 10. You think it might be over, but it's not over. Trance doesn't always have to be mental. Doesn't always have to be you in the psychedelic cobwebs in a Q*bert video game, climbing layer by layer, eating leaves. Doesn't have to be like that. Sometimes it can also be the most beautiful and incredible song you've heard for years. This one is not new, and you probably all know it, but it might be my favorite song ever. The Knife, Silent Shout. Come down, Trance. Welcome to Mailbag Corner, where I answer letters from my fans. Dear Tiga, I recently discovered some old trance compilations, things like Moon Tribe Infection and Neuro Beach Shroom Fire. Unfortunately, my older brother's friend Keith says trance is lame and made me eat my Tiesto action figure in front of a girl I like. How do I convince him that trance is as cool as his favorite bands, like Foster the People? I hope this letter finds you well and fits conveniently into whatever theme you've chosen for your next radio show. Cheers, Garrett. Garrett, when you get down to it, the word cool really means to be cold. I only realized that after really getting down to it. It means always being a little bit above the writhings that surround us. Meanwhile, the trance state, the act of just jumping into the sandcastle and losing yourself completely, just doesn't jibe with cool on a social level. What this all boils down to is something crucially important. Dance music is supposed to be about zero inhibition. Ecstasy culture was about chemically losing those inhibitions, and that's the chemistry set that the entire pyramid is built on. It's dance music for dancing. The most insane kind of dancing. Moves you wouldn't even try if Yahweh was looking the other Yahweh. Why is it so hard to let go? I blame the perverse effect of civilization with its rules and pants. So don't worry about what others think. If you do, you're dishonoring the millions of courageous men and women who came before you and came to dance. In essence, trance offers the same message Oasis once had for fans of terrible music everywhere. Be here now. You are listening to Guy Gerber and Chaim, modern trance classic called MySpace. I think MySpace took the name from this song. Trance Lesson 11. Track titles should be High Tech. Trance Lesson 12. People love solos. Pretend it's a guitar, but use synth sounds. Some people just have it. They just know what it is, it's in their blood, and they get it. Mathew Jonson is one of those, a deep, deep instinctual understanding of psychedelic dance music in all its forms. And, perhaps ironically or not, he lives a block, well, they're not blocks, he lives a path away from me in Goa. This is a track called Marionette. I could have chosen any of his epics. Beautiful, beautiful modern electronic music with an obviously psychedelic twist. Enjoy. My name is Tiga. track's dedicated to Bordello. Watch out, the world will soon be bordelloed. It hurts my soul to have to fade that track out, but it does bring me to trance production lesson 13. You don't have to do that much to get an incredible trance reaction, and sometimes subtlety is the ultimate weapon. That track just takes over mood-wise. I was completely lost in a trance. I almost forgot about my show. Another guy who completely gets it, who deeply understands what we're talking about, is Jesper Dahlback. My partner in crime, production-wise, one of my favorite producers in his own right, somebody who has had a huge influence on me, a Swedish producer. This is from 2005, one of my favorite tracks he ever made, called Polyhouse, Jesper Dahlback. On My Name is Tiga, on 6 Music, BBC 66667. Trance Lesson 13. No outro is too dramatic. No intro is too long. You're listening to My Name is Tiga from Goa, capital of Asia, and this is the Trance Edition. If you're keeping track, I've said the word trance 71 times. Now, we all know the next artist. His name is Moby. But long before he was making songs that were in all the commercials, and before Eminem mentioned him in his song, he was making incredible techno music. Some of it even had the qualities that made it eligible for today's show, which is the T word. This is Moby. All That I Need Is to Be Loved, the dub. There's a little bit of acid, there's a little bit of techno, but the overall effect is, yes, you guessed it. Enjoy. Moby on My Name is Tiga. Check. Ridiculously long intro. Check. Acid squiggles. Check. We have a perfect recipe for dance with a T instead of a D. A very good question. Time for History Corner. Goa, former Portuguese colony, spiritual home of everything. Someone's got to explode the myth. The whistle's begging to be blown. I'm talking about dance music dogma. There's a safe, respectable canon that everyone knows and reveres. Chicago, Detroit, Orlando, Paradise Garage, Mancuso, The Loft, The Summer of Love, and that's it. Now, I know that the vast majority of people listening to my show were integral parts of all those scenes, but this isn't about how great we are. The fact remains that loads of people discovered dance music at trance parties. And the template for this kind of uninhibited, coolness-free party was partly established in Goa. Rewind, 1974, age, less than 0. I found myself on a beach with a raggedy group of global travelers, hippies, and hedonists. The scene had no name, but I did. My name was Tiga. Over the years, I soaked up this guerrilla dance culture, watching from within and from afar, knowing even as a child that I was fated to walk between two worlds, and that's how the seeds of my sound garden were sown. In today's climate, it's become easy to say, I don't want to smell like compost with dreadlocks. I don't want things to get that intense. But the fact of the matter is that that intensity is the core of what people are searching for. I like to think that I'm at least intelligent enough, and I have enough of that musical fire inside me to admit that, hey, when the chips are down, the Goa idea of trance is real. If you've got what it takes to let go. If you're brave enough to dig beneath the layers of body odor and peat moss, you'll discover the true essence of party living. It's brown and it glows. They don't come bigger than this. Upcoming on Turbo. Skream, global dubstep sensation, top UK recording artist with a debut on Turbo. It is called 140 Tech, and this is a world exclusive. Enjoy. I gotta talk over this one a little bit. That's how hot and exclusive it is. At the beginning of the year, I did a tour of Australia and New Zealand with Skream and Benga, and I must say I was mightily impressed and, more importantly, inspired. Fantastic energy, lots of talent, great guys. Now again, much like Jaybird, I don't think Skream's been to Goa, but this is a perfect example of how it doesn't matter what scene you're from. If you have an open mind to music and you love dance culture and you want to experiment, you can make genius dance music.
Music.
The Six Mix.
Trance Lesson 14, Crystals. Skream on Turbo Recordings. This track is called 140 Tech. And I think it's a little bit trancey, personally. You are listening to My Name is Tiga. So we've been talking a lot about Goa, and we've obviously been talking a lot about trance. Really, there's been already enough of a delay. It's time to play some official, certified, grade A Goa trance. Now, I do not personally endorse this style of music, but I will confess I like this track.
Ever have that feeling where you're not sure if you're awake or still dreaming?
All the time. It's called Mescalin. It's the only way to fly.
The artist, Growling Mad Scientist. 2003. Get ready. This is what I hear every morning when I go to get a fresh juice. I admit this is making me uneasy. That was GMS with Arabian Nights on Mescalin. I wanted to play that just as an example of pure, real Goa trance. And I would like to say, while it does make me embarrassed, and while I'm not fully comfortable, that says more about me than it does about them as producers or about the people that celebrate that form of music. It shows that I am a little bit uptight. I'm a little bit hung up on issues of cool and reputation and integrity. And I would also like to note, and this is critical to the whole discourse on trance, that when the chips are down and when you are on a beach, that does its job. And it's debatable how many other styles of music can really do what that does in a utilitarian kind of way. Anyway, I'd like to head back into kind of the comfort zone where I feel a little bit more comfortable, which is pull it back a bit more to techno. This is Soulspeak by Basic Soul Unit. Now, soul generally is not in trance titles. This shows right there the fact that it's more of a techno track. Remixed by Shed, again, not known for trance, but just listen and you'll see that it's got what it takes. Trance Production Lesson 15. Sometimes a bad trip is a good trip. Trance Lesson 15, Orchestral Voices. Now, what should be noted is that sometimes being able to extract the essence of trance from something very hard, from a rock, is more valuable than anything else. Case in point here, Basic Soul with Soul System.
Six Music. Six Mix.
1993, a fantastic year for techno and trance. This is Basic Channel, Philips Tracks, an absolute masterpiece, and 144 BPM, if you're counting. Trance Production Lesson 16. Never underestimate the power of speed. You're listening to the 6 Mix on BBC 6 Music with Tiga. I'll be back with more soon, but now it's time for the 6 Music News.
This is BBC Radio 6 Music.
Putin claims victory in Russian presidential poll. Obama says all options remain open to prevent nuclear Iran, and Chelsea look for another manager.
6 Music.
BBC News at 9:30. I'm Harvey Cook. Vladimir Putin has claimed victory in Russia's presidential election. Exit polls show he got 60% of the vote. Mr. Putin told thousands of his supporters in Moscow that he won in an open and honest battle. Opposition groups claim there's been widespread ballot rigging, though. Former Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev says Russians deserve a better system.
These are not going to be honest elections, but we must not relent. Honest elections should be our constant motto for years to come. We should stop playing the fool and fooling one another, and society should not be put into a position whereby they're forced to go out onto the streets to be heard.
President Obama says he will use military force to prevent Iran from getting nuclear weapons, but addressing an influential pro-Israel lobby group in Washington, he said he would always prefer diplomacy over war. The Foreign Office says the desecration of British war graves in an attack on cemeteries in the Libyan city of Benghazi is appalling. Around 200 headstones were damaged. The Libyan authorities have apologised and promised to catch those responsible. One of Picasso's most famous paintings, which has been on public display in Britain for more than 30 years, could be lost to the nation. The owners of Child with a Dove have decided to sell it for around £50 million, which is likely to be too much for any British galleries. Chelsea are looking for their 8th manager in as many years after sacking Andre Villas-Boas, who'd been in charge for only 8 months. The former Wales international Robbie Savage says Chelsea's senior players are partly to blame for his departure.
The board and the players have got to be comfortable. The senior players, I think they've dictated, what happens. The other players at Chelsea have got to realise that maybe now they're not good enough to get in the team, and your careers are coming towards an end.
And that's the BBC News tonight.
6 BBC 6 Music.
We are back. My name is Tiga, Trance Edition. I make no secret about the fact that I adore Billy Idol. 1982, and he might have made the definitive trance record, part 2 of the White Wedding epic. Produced by Keith Forsey, this is Billy Idol, White Wedding. Lesson 16. Just because you scream rock doesn't mean it ain't trance.
Hey, little sister, what's your vice wish? Who have you sold yourself to? Who have you sold your soul to? Hey, little sister, shotgun. It's a nice day to start again. It's a nice day for a white wedding. Hey, it's a nice day to start again. nothing safe in this world, and there's nothing sure in this world, and there's nothing pure in this world. Look for something left in this world. Start again. Come on, it's a nice day to start again. It's a nice day for white wedding. Yeah, it's a nice day to start again. Whoa, chase me back home, yeah. Ow. White wedding, silk shedding.
Silk shedding. As is usually the case when I listen to the Shotgun mix, Billy Idol, White Wedding Part 2, I was almost in tears. It's just an incredible piece of music. Now, on every show I like to feature a little bit of Italian vibe. The reason is that in most things Italians do in fact do it better. Trance is no exception. In 1972, that's a full 10 years before the Billy Idol track, although this isn't quite as typical trance, Adriano Celentano made this track. It was re-edited by Glenn Wilson. Bizarre record. I actually heard it for the first time last year in India. Just a good example of how, at first listen,
Freezing cold in 1992.
You're the cold maze, say one, freezing cold in 1992. Alright.
At first listen, it doesn't sound like trance, but guess what? It is trance. Trance Lesson 17. If you make up a language and you're Italian, that's trance.
We've been seeing in the stand, and the shoes are come up in. This is for the cars, the number 4 was the greatest thing. I is my chance, let in a hill shot go and breathe on. Unicorn and made us say one, please in coordination I do so, alright.
It breaks my heart to have to fade this one out.
You know, you not feel you can on the door. There's people that have to like big yo.
So I have a solution.
Hey, football corner. Football corner. 1-0. 1-0. Kick the ball. Kick the ball.
Welcome to Football Corner on My Name is Tiga. A very, very short corner. Get it? Today. I'd just like to say that in Goa we do play football. Traditionally, obviously, India is a big cricket town, but Goa is very into football. And every year since I've been going there, we actually have a team. It's the Anjuna team, the Freaks, as we're affectionately known. I've only been playing officially for about 3 or 4 years. Our jerseys say, "Freaks never walk alone," a nod, of course, to Liverpool. And it should be pointed out, we routinely lose to the local Goan teams for reasons of fitness. That's it for Football Corner. Boom. Renaissance Man, they are on Turbo Recordings. And this is Natty Juicy. Kind of a trancy title. Fantastic title. And remixed by none other than Jori Halkonen, longtime techno stalwart, Turbo Recordings institution. Enjoy this one. It is, of course, quite acidy. 303 is heavily involved, but it's pure, unadulterated TRANCE on My Name is Tiga on 6 Music.
Six Music.
The Six Mix.
This next track, we were on the fence, the production team, everybody. It was a hot button issue. Finally, I decided. I'm the decider. Canyons. Remix by Duke Dumont. I think it's trance.
It's funny how time can change your mind. Sometimes the rain can make it fine. Other days it takes a mountain to see. What stands for love is right in front of me. Ain't it strange when things play with your mind? You look for clues, something you may never find. days become the same. Let's saddle up and ride the rain. Never stop listening. You'll miss the sound of the wind. Everyone's voice is different. Glass eyes are useless for looking in. Ain't it strange when things play with your mind? You look for clues for something you may never find.
I admit it, I'm not convinced. It might not be trance. Are you trancing? Whoa. Wow. Lesson number 18. Don't try to trance what's not trance. Sometimes you just got to admit that something isn't necessarily trance, but also on a 2-hour trance show, sometimes you need a song that isn't entirely trance to prove what trance really is. His name is Mathew Deer. I'm obviously a huge supporter because I play him almost every show. There's a brand new track of his off what I guess is a forthcoming album. It's called Around a Fountain. After that last outburst, I'm just going to calm down and enjoy this track. You're listening to My Name is Tiga on 6 Music. Hope you're having fun.
Six Music.
The Six Mix.
I hope you've enjoyed the show. My name is Tiga on BBC 6 Music, 6 Mix. You couldn't finish a show on trance without playing the absolute masterpiece, Patrick Cowley's epic 15-minute remix of Donna Summer's I Feel Love. My favorite song ever, my favorite record ever. My father gave me the 12-inch. I can't play all the 15 minutes here. I wish I could. I'd just like to add that the tracks I've played tonight have spanned from 1978 to 2012, which not coincidentally coincides exactly with my lifespan, give or take a year or two. Answer me this. What core element of music has endured for all these 34 years? Trance. And me. Love from India. My name is Tiga. Ciao, baby! Lesson 19. What is this? And for Lesson 20, please visit my website, www.lesson20tigatrance.trance.